Welcome, fellow artists, to Lyricology 101. I still don't have a tagline yet. I just wanted to start off and thank you guys for helping me break 1,000 subscribers with the Earl breakdown. It really was a huge motivator, and it's just pushed me even harder to make the best content that I possibly can for this channel. Alright guys, it's time. Last week I gave you guys the chance to vote on today's breakdown, and the response was overwhelmingly one-sided. So this week we're going to be doing a bar-for-bar breakdown of Doom's verse on the song Accordion from his collaborative project Madvillain. With producer and mastermind Madlib on the beats and Doom focusing on the rhymes, we get the duo Madvillain and one of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. I chose Accordion because this was the first time I had ever heard anything like this, and I'm sure it was for a lot of you as well. So if you're new to the process, I'll be breaking down this song from a standpoint focusing exclusively on technique. If you want the entire meaning of the track, I highly suggest you go to Rap Genius. I'll be going over Doom's flow, rhyme schemes, wordplay, and any other literary devices and tricks. This breakdown is designed to show aspiring artists unique ways to approach a song with their writing, as well as showing others the intricacies of hip-hop songwriting. I usually try to do 16 bars on these breakdowns, but I refuse to dishonor the name of Doom, so this is going to be a long one. So get comfy. We're looking at one verse, 30 bars with a 4-bar outro. But let's look at the beat first. We have what sounds like a simple loop sample from Daedalus' track Experience from his album Invention. If you listen closely though, Madlib isn't looping his drums. From the start of the verse to the end of the song, Madlib is forming new arrangements throughout the entire instrumental. I believe he sidechained his kicks to the sample, giving more room in the mix for the kick to hit hard. Towards the middle of the verse, we start to hear some subtle additions to the sample, which I believe he's taking from the sample. When the bass drops, it's mixed louder than anything else in the track, and I'm not sure if he sidechained that to everything else, but it forms a pretty large wall in the mix. Madlib isn't going nuts on the beat in a distracting way, but he's still creating variations in the beat that still keep things interesting. And he also complements Doom perfectly. Time for the verse!
Living off borrowed time, the clock tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick Dastardly and Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master.
Doom uses his trademark chill delivery for the entirety of the track. We won't hear any drastic changes to his tone, so I won't have too many notes on his vocal performance. The first couplet uses standard sentence structure with a setup and payoff style punchline. The last two bars are written as non sequiturs, or one-liners. Doom at times writes his bars like individual concepts or mini stories with dense imagery. He also cuts filler words from his bars and forces you to figure out what he's speaking about. For example, in the fourth bar, he could have been more descriptive using words like "it's a gunfight" or "rap's a gunfight." But he's not holding any hands. You're a big boy, so, figure it out. So we're going to get a lot of manipulation of sound for his rhymes. We have a 3-syllable end rhyme throughout the entire quatrain, plus a bunch of internals with the ah sound, the ah sound, and the sound. Doom uses the idiom living off of borrowed time, an expression that represents impending death and pairs it with time quickly passing. He's saying we're all going to die, and as we age, time goes faster, bringing us closer to death. This is the setup line of the couplet. He follows with some word association playing on the time theme and completing the death setup with the punchline, "That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster." Bump is slang for playing music, and knock is another way to say bump. This is a great example of using similar words without being redundant. Doom uses some quick alliteration and a near perfect allusion to reference himself and Madlib. Dick Dastardly and Muttley were a villainous duo in an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Both Dr. Doom and Dick Dastardly are slick-talking villains that have 2 D's in their name. Muttley and Madlib are both villainous sidekicks that remain silent and also have an M in their name. If you want to take it further, Madlib is Doom's dog, which is slang for friend. Muttley's laugh was very wheezy, opening the writing for a phrase like sick laughter. A variation on the idiom, bringing a knife to a gunfight. This is a gunfight, and his opponents are trying to cut him, implying the use of a knife, so they don't have a chance. We're not done though. We've got some sick wordplay here. A cut is another word for song. DJs are known to cut songs. A mixmaster is a DJ, so he's a master of cuts. So even if he didn't have a gun in this fight, he's a master of cuts or a knife. So they still don't have a chance. Also, another play on the word cut. He's saying they're trying to cut his music off. Also some alliteration on come to cut.
ICE Cole, nice to be old. Y2G Steve twice to threefold. He sold scrolls, lo and behold. Know who's the illest ever, like the greatest story told.
This quatrain has 2 couplets with setup and punchline sentences, but is written as a 4-bar punchline. Notice how Doom writes short yet highly descriptive sentences. The only time you see him write a lengthier sentence so far is the final bar of the quatrain. He crosses the bar line on the fourth bar, finishing the line on the first beat of the next bar. Doom uses a 4-syllable end rhyme in the first couplet and a 2-syllable end rhyme on the last couplet. Crazy internals in the first couplet matching the E and I sounds. On the last couplet, his internals match the he and ho sounds. With no filler words or pronouns, his sentences form multiple meanings. Nice to be old should be interpreted as he's nice on the mic for someone to be older than your usual rapper, and also it's nice to still be alive as an older man. Y2G translates to year 2 grand or year 2000. The lyric has been heard as steed or stee. I think they both work. A steed is a horse used for riding, so place emphasis on riding. Or a stee is a ladder, place emphasis on climbing. So in context of the whole bar, he's been here for 2,000 years and he'll continue riding or climbing for 2 to 3 times longer than that. Doom's been selling his raps since they were scripted on scrolls. Lo and behold is an expression that proposes something of great value is being offered, more likely to be heard in the years that predate modern society. The greatest story ever told is a 1965 film about the tale of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Doom basically gave you his history in these 4 bars. He's just letting you know. This last reference to Jesus will lead to the next line.
Keep your glory, gold and glitter. For half of his niggas to take him out the picture. The other half is rich and it don't mean shit to villain, a mixture between both with a twist of liquor.
He starts his first bar of this quatrain late, starting his sentence on the second beat. Doom uses a 2-syllable scheme throughout the entire quatrain. Following up on the last bar with the Jesus reference, he starts with keep your glory. We also get some alliteration with glory, gold, and glitter. He's addressing that he doesn't want these things. For half his possessions, half of his own friends would kill him, while the remainder of his friends are rich and don't care for what he owns. And none of that worries Doom, who's a cross between a wealthy person and a murderous robber, but he drinks more. If you've noticed by now, Doom very rarely uses pronouns like I, I'm, or me. He finds more creative ways to address himself.
Chase it with more beer, taste it like truth for dear. When he at the mic, it's like the place get like, oh yeah. It's like they know what's about to happen. Just keep your eye out like I capping.
He starts his quatrain with 2 short sentences in the first bar, then follows the rest with normal length sentences. Doom crosses the bar line on the second bar, causing him to start his next sentence on the second beat of the third bar. The first and fourth bars are written as single bar punchlines, while the second and third are written with a setup punchline format. He uses a 2-syllable end rhyme in the first quatrain with some internals using the A, it, and Ike sounds. He finishes the last couplet with a 2-syllable end rhyme. Chase it with more beer is directly related to the last bar that mentioned liquor, calling himself a true drinker. Beer is so common to him it's like a regular drink that can be used as a chaser. He's referencing truth or dare with more emphasis on the dare, like, taste it, I dare you. When Doom's about to rap, crowds are already excited because they already know how dope he is. This is a great example of using a unique perspective on a common punchline. The punchline is basically, just keep your eye out like a pirate. But instead of outright stating the obvious reference, he chose to use a well-known pirate saying to complete the punch. On top of that, we have some wordplay of keep your eye out. A pirate usually has a patch over one eye and the other eye exposed or out. Plus another play on words forming a homonym by creating the I sound. Alright, so let's get deep. He's also saying keep your third eye out to observe his supernatural greatness. In some spiritual circles, it is believed that each individual possesses a third eye, known as the pineal gland that rests between and above your eyebrows. This eye gives you supernatural perspective when it's active. So Doom says I 3 times, referencing each eye.
Is he still a fly guy clapping if nobody ain't hear it? And can they testify from in the spirit?
Doom uses a 2-syllable end rhyme and some internals matching the I sound from the previous couplet. An allusion to the philosophical proposal inspired by George Berkeley: if a tree were to fall on an island where there are no human beings, would there be any sound? Doom forms his own inquiry. Does a bad rapper rhyming about being fly and shooting guns exist if no one is listening to their music or has witnessed their supposed crimes? Then he follows with a dual-layered question. Can that same rapper speak if he's dead, possibly from being killed for projecting a false image of himself? And can that rapper speak honestly from within? We also get a quick religious theme with testify and spirit, which will also lead to the next line.
And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like 2 broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords, and they hold the mic in your attention like 2 swords.
The first couplet is written in the setup payoff format, and the last couplet is designed as one-liners. Doom uses a 2-syllable end rhyme for the entire quatrain. It sounds like he's matching a 6-syllable end rhyme on the first and fourth bars with and living the true gods and attention like 2 swords. I tried to use the Doom accent, it didn't work. The and like aren't matches, but when you say it just right, they sound like a full scheme. I call that an illusion. Of course, Doom hits you over the head with the internals with the I sound. He considers himself and Madlib the true gods, which could tie into the 5%ers philosophy, but I don't have time to get into that. Google that shit, son! Alright, I've struggled with this line forever, like ever since I've heard it. Since Doom likes to switch the most obvious word or reference, I believe he's using the word lick in the context of a hit. To lick someone is slang for hitting him, so in the context of the entire line, he's giving you nothing but hits. Like two broads is a reference to lesbians, you got that. This line is in reference to black churches, you got that. This line plays on the phrase to hold one's attention. So he holds the mic and your attention with the same intense grip that you would with two swords. You wouldn't hold two swords loosely, right?
Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it. Yeah, it's like the end to the means. Fuck type of message that sends to the fiends.
If you haven't noticed by now, Doom has a great sense of humor. His delivery doesn't telegraph a joke, but you'll laugh at the absurdity of the line. The first couplet is written as one-liners. One thing that baffles me about Doom, but I also enjoy, is he doesn't care about grammar at all. The first couplet uses a 2-syllable end rhyme, while the next couplet uses a 4-syllable end rhyme. More internals with the oo and I sounds. This is a follow-up to the previous line. He's telling a whack rapper not to touch the mic like their life depended on it. He plays on the idiom, a means to an end, which is basically an action being committed to in order to achieve a goal. In this case, it would be rapping in order to be wealthy. He flips it by saying that rappers are more focused on writing about the fame and money without an intention of doing the work to honestly get there. Following the last line, he's basically saying he hates these backwards rappers and they should never touch the mic. The reverse idiom is the same mentality of drug addicts. They want to be high off their drug over everything else. He relates hip-hop heads to the fiends, the message being the backwards rap being pushed towards the hip-hop heads.
That's why he bring his own needles and get more cheese than Doritos, Cheetos, or Fritos. Slip like Freudian, your first and last step to playing yourself like accordion.
This quatrain is kind of messy. He starts his first bar late on the second beat, then crosses the bar line in the second bar. He ends that second sentence on the first beat of the third bar. He starts his next sentence on the third beat of the third bar. Both couplets use the setup payoff format. Doom uses a 2-syllable rhyme throughout the entire couplet, and he uses another 2-syllable scheme on the last couplet. Following the previous bar, he could be saying that's why he brings his own drug to the fiends. Wordplay on the word needle, he's also talking about bringing his own records leading into the next line. He makes a large amount of money selling his potent drug. A slip is a type of syringe which matches the drug needle theme. If you're caught slipping, that means you messed up. A Freudian slip is a verbal mistake. So that's 2 plays on making a mistake in the same line. When you make a Freudian slip, you accidentally say what you're truly thinking, so you can accidentally expose yourself or play yourself when you make a Freudian slip. An accordion requires you to use your body in the process of playing it, on top of Doom referencing the sample.
When he at the mic, you don't go next. Leaving pussy cats like why hoes need Kotex. Exercise index won't need Bowflex and won't take the one with no skinny legs like Joe Tex.
He starts the bar late again on the second beat. Each bar is written as a one-liner. Doom ends the song with a 2-syllable end rhyme throughout the entire quatrain. Some internals with the I and O sounds. He's so dope that no one will be able to follow his act. You got that. Some wordplay on pussycats. Calling someone pussy is insulting. A cat is slang for a person. Put them together, you'll get a cat that's pussy. He'll leave them bleeding, so once again, Doom is using an illusion instead of the obvious word for the punch. In context, he'll leave a pussy bleeding, the same way a woman would need a tampon. Exercise index is a reference to his index finger. He's saying he uses his gun. Since he exercises his shooting finger, he won't need to exercise anything else, especially in a gym or on a Bowflex. The no exercise line could actually be referenced to the following line. He's saying he won't take a female with skinny legs in reference to Joe Tex's song, Skinny Legs and All.
Oh my god, it's getting hot, it's getting hot.
Doom never disappoints. I know this isn't one of his songs where he's like going in, but I feel like this is a great introduction to Doom, as well as possibly sparking some nostalgia for you guys. I'll never forget the impact that this song had on me. Expect to see a breakdown of at least one song from every one of his projects. This man's influence echoes through so many current underground greats that I simply couldn't let this one breakdown define his style or his abilities. I'd love to hear some of your suggestions for future Doom breakdowns. If you've never listened to Madvillain, I don't trust you as a person, and I don't want to be friends with you. Please check this album out. It is a true masterpiece. It'll take a few listens for you to catch all the layers, but That's the fun of it. I'm sweating, man. All right, so I'm giving you guys another opportunity to vote. Choose wisely. You can suggest your artist, track, and verse in the comments. Melting. For all those that are asking for the Lupe Fiasco mural breakdown, I will break down the entire song all the way through when I reach my personal milestone of 20,000 subscribers. I know I can do it. I believe in you guys. I believe in my channel. So I just want to have a video that we can all celebrate to.
It's too hot. It's too hot. It's too hot for this.
If you'd like to learn more about what I talked about in this video, I actually provide a free course online that teaches the basics of rap songwriting. If you're interested, I have a link in the description below. If you're not interested, I'll eventually touch on the subjects in the channel. But if you want to get it right now and in greater detail, I highly suggest you check it out. It's hot. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. If you like what we're doing here at Lyricology 101, please share. If you'd like to get in contact with me, I have more information in the description below. If you don't do descriptions, you can reach me at facebook.com/lyricology101, twitter.com/lyricologytips, Instagram at lyricology101, and you can reach me on my website at lyricology101.com. I can't take this heat anymore. This was Lyricology 101. I'm Andre Gaynor, and don't forget, we're the artists. Thank you for watching Lyricology 101. Feel free to check out my rap tips and ART videos. We try to post a video every Wednesday and Friday with a possible Monday video. If there's any way that I can increase or bring up my presentation, please let me know. I'm burning up and sweating at this point, so I hope you guys have a great day, enjoy your summer, and see you guys later. Peace.